Hey there, Rosita League. It is hard to believe that we're already through week 10 of the season. Only 3 weeks remain in the regular season, and so we're going to see some crazy games ahead. Week 10 was the weekend of upset victories by the two lowest ranked teams in the league. Casey, who is the lowest ranked team in the league, number 14, faced 4th ranked Uncle Noli and Auntie Anne in a match that would be decided on Monday Night Football. The game was decided on a touchdown pass. It was actually a 4th and goal pass by Eli Manning, who threw it to Sterling Shepard on a crossing route, slant route. Both Manning and Shepard happened to be on the starting roster of Casey's squad. And it was the go-ahead touchdown in the actual game, and also the go-ahead score for Casey in fantasy. That play alone racked up 13 fantasy points alone for Casey, and it put him ahead for good. Casey won 102-94 in one of the greatest upsets of the year, and it was slightly disastrous for the Noli and Ann team. This shakes up the league as a whole. I'll explain that in a little bit. But also, the other upset victory involved the second lowest ranked team owned by David. Mike knew that David had a lot of firepower going on Sunday night and Monday night, so he sought to offset that by trading for tight end Jimmy Graham earlier in the week. It didn't work. David's quarterback Russell Wilson had one of his best games of the year. He threw for a season-high 348 yards and 3 touchdowns, all to Doug Baldwin, and none to Jimmy Graham. David won 146-123. It was only his 3rd win of the year, but it sends 2 messages to the league. David's not out of it, and his team could be getting hot at the right time. For that reason, I am naming David as owner of the week for week 10. He had simply the most outstanding win of the week. Congratulations, David. Thank you, Mr. Commissioner. Here now are the rest of the results for week 10. Now let's take a look at the standings. The upper echelon of teams owned by Chuck, James, and Rach and June, believe it or not, none of them have yet clinched any playoff berths. But at this point, they are just about guaranteed to do so in the next week or so, maybe 2 weeks at the latest. But check out the next tier of teams. Due to the Oreo Cookies loss to Casey's team, these teams ranked 4 through 10 are only separated by 1 game. Now remember, only the top 8 teams get into the playoffs. So all these teams are literally in danger of being eliminated in a few weeks. The lowest tier of teams is also interesting. None of these teams have been eliminated, yet at least. Casey's team will probably be the first to go, and time is running out for the 3 and 7 teams. But I actually predict that one of these 3 and 7 teams will make the playoffs. So that wraps it up for week 10, and on we move to week 11. Hard to believe. Stay persistent, and God bless.